있게 됐어. 보여?
아무것도 안 보여요.
저런.
아무것도 안 보여. 링크도.
링크를 새로 파야 되는 거 아닌가?
링크를 어떻게 새로 파는 거지?
창봐. 극혐. 필요한 거 좀 닫아봐요.
아이, 구분 다 하고 있으니까 괜찮아요.
유튜브 스트리밍 세팅부터 화면 가리기까지.
이건 필요 없어.
OBS. 그냥 다음 팟을 하세요.
여기까지 왔는데.
바삭하게.
아,
Eat with cracker.
오는 거지? 아, 이거구나. 아, 이거구나.
따라올 수 없는 바삭함.
이거야?
게이밍 유튜브 카. 뭐야?
우와.
우와, 이거 뭐야?
우와, 신기해.
와, 유튜브에 이런 기능이 있었어? 아, 이거 이번에 나온 그건가 본데?
나도.
보여요?
This is the
아, 잠깐만요.
나 구독. 나도 피조님.
아, 씨발, 이런 거 너무 싫어. 아, 이런 게임 너무 싫어.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
아,
missed a
멀미나.
memo.
채널인데?
보여요?
그냥 채널인데?
채널이라고?
그냥 채널 링크인데?
저거라던데?
아, 이게 위에 영상이 뜨는 건가? 아무것도 안 보이는데?
그것도요? 전 저 자리에 저거 뜨던데?
리스팅이 가르쳐 좀 되겠네, 배나님이.
이건가, 그럼? 이걸로 받아봐요.
이거는요, 님 채널, 그냥 유튜브 채널 링크인데요.
그래요? 근데 이거 2개밖에 없는데? 공유하는 게?
아니, 방송을 실시간 스트리밍을 킨 거예요?
네, 켰어요, 지금.
그거
공다를 구독해본다.
뭔진 몰라도 2명이 보고 있어.
밑에 오른쪽 아래 링크 저거 이게 맞나?
오, 공다를 구독해본다. 그럼 뜨겠지. 왜 안 뜨지? 실시간 스트리밍이?
아무것도 안 되는데.
너 비공개로 만들어서 그런 거 아님?
나 비공개? 나 그런 거 설정 안 했을걸? 아, 그런가? 그럼 공개로 다시 만들어볼까?
눈치는 메일로 줬잖아. 메일
아.
주소로 줬잖아.
그건 내가 할 줄 모르니 공개로 한다, 그럼.
비공개인데 어떻게 두 명이 시청하고 있는 거야?
됐어?
변경사항이 저장됐대.
지금 스트리밍하기.
보여? 보여?
아니?
된다.
된다는데 왜 넌 안 돼?
링크
아니야.
주세요.
와.
링크 줘요.
게임은 뭔가요?
전 채팅을 보지 않습니다.
링크 주세요. 링크 줘요. 왜 님들만
내가
봐요?
하면 되는데?
이거 클릭하면 된다고?
야.
되네.
돼? 이제?
네, 근데 빠질일이 아주 왜 이러지? 잠깐만. 자동으로.
When Stanley came to a set of two
이거-
open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
아!
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
창문 깨고 싶어. 뭐야 이거 걷는 것밖에 안 돼?
리마
아, 문 열고 들어가게 해줘.
공다야,
어?
리마 이재희님
네.
인터넷 잠깐 보세요.
님 홈페이지밖에 안 보여요.
홈페이지밖에 안 보인다고요? 기다려봐. 윈도우 캡처인데?
몰라. 현재 6명 시청 중이래. 뭐지?
뭐지?
아니 뭐지?
이걸 왜 봐?
님 7명째 늘었어.
뭐야? 왜 봐?
볼 수도 있지 왜?
게임 캡처로 가야 되나?
뭐야 이거? 게임을 창모드로 해봐요.
창모드로 해야 될걸?
와 6명 시청이요?
이거 오류 같은데? 중복으로 실행시키면서
아 그런가?
하나 더 키면은
꼬기띠가 몰래 보고 있을 수도 있어.
안 늘어나네? 기획도? 진짜 6명인가봐.
이걸 왜 보지?
뭐지? 어떻게 타고 들어오는 거야?
너를 위한
리마 왜 화면 껐어요?
아, 끈 게 아니에요. 지금 게임을 어떻게 해야 될지
창모드.
게임 안 보였다면서요.
그 창모드. 행아웃 화면 공유 좀 끄고.
그래요.
이거야. 키 나왔어.
Truly
어마띠가 맛있는 거 봐.
저걸 보면서 라면을 먹으면은
나도 라면 먹을까?
대리만족이 되나.
라면 맛있다. 님들
저걸
진짜
보면서
먹는데
라면을 먹으면 뭔가 같이 먹는 느낌 나나요?
아니요.
이제 보여요?
안 보여요.
어허.
잘려서 나오는데.
아직도 안 보여요?
이거 시청자 목록 못 보나? 어떻게 6명이 신곡
됐다. 된 거 같아. 보이죠?
잠깐만.
how long to push them.
왜 안 보여요?
응, 내 화면에선 비춰지는데?
작게 보여.
보여요.
근데 작게 보인다.
해상도 문제인가?
해상도가 좀 다른가 봐.
해상도 달라서 그런데? 됐어요?
이 뭔가 어디서 볼 것 같은데?
All of this code
이거 뭐
is
어떻게 하는 거야? 그냥
please.
걷기만 하면 돼,
Are
진짜?
you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is
Yeah.
that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, no,
아,
no.
게임
I
펀치고
can't just
싶어.
give these merits
자막
away
해야 돼,
for
자막.
such little effort.
자막 해야 돼 자막.
게임 자막 해야 된대요.
자막 어디서 켜?
옵션.
자막 그거 잠시만 읽어줄게.
옵션. 영상.
메인 화면 옵션 오디오 자막 표시
오디오구나.
옵션 오디오.
했어.
A measly
자막.
fine.
뭐야? 자막 켰잖아.
전체 자막.
전체 자막 전체 자막 확인.
BJ님 이거 공포 게임인가요?
아니래요.
아깝다.
게임 하지도 못하.
공포 게임 원래 남이 하는 건데.
셀밀란 남자의 이야기입니다.
그러면 게임 다시 시작해봐.
All of this
다시
code
시작했어.
has gone.
모든 동료들이 사라졌군요. 어떻게 된 일일까요?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
우와.
회의실이 어딘데?
잠깐만 이거 행아웃 소리를 끄고 방송 소리를 켜야 게임.
네 그럼 머마띠를 보고.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
왜 날
이거 맞다.
가라는 길로 가라고 하는 거지. 건방지게.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
야 초장부터 공다 건방지대 씨발.
건방진 새끼들. 난 여기 회사원이 아니야, 새끼들아.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
사장실로 가래요.
오, 씨발 고급져.
님 내려가 봐요. 아, 님 내려가 봐야죠.
갇혔어, 갇혔어.
아니 내려가야죠.
공포 게임 아닌데 공포 게임 같아.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
뭐 너도의
What dark
비밀이야.
secret was being held from him?
깨볼 수
What he
있지.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin
사장
number,
책상 뒤편에 번호판에 뭐가 있대요.
2845. But
이팔.
of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
자막을 읽어요, BJ님.
뭐 하라고? 빨리 내가 깽판 칠 수 있게 해줘. 아, 이거?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
뒤에요.
Trying to input anything on the device was
Right.
useless, since he could never possibly know, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
사장님 근거를 털자.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
이제 모든 주식은 다 내 거다. 뭐 새로운 문이 열렸다고. 아, 저거구나.
아 이거
이거 위험해 보이는데? 안녕 스탠리.
니 씨발 공포 게임 아니라며.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
정신집이. 야, 야, 잠깐만. 여기 너무 어두워.
뭐야? 마인드 컨트롤.
뭐야? 어쩌라고?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
행건 마이크
What
꺼져요.
horrible
아, 그래요.
근데 좀 시간차로 나온다.
아예 그냥 행아웃 소리를 껐어. 씨발,
Now
Oh.
the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
아, 뭘 미나. 자살 버튼인가?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
가자, 스탠리.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
사장이
And
아주
as the cold
개새끼구만.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
샌님
power
폭파시켜!
over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
탈도에 가자, 스탠리. 뭐야? 뭐야?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
아, 그래서 나가라고 말라고.
Strange building hold. But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life
이게
is,
끝이야?
it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth.
이게 끝은 아니지?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
아,
The
뭘
feeling
미나.
of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
이게 16,000원이라고? 이거 로프몰이니?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
이번엔 오른쪽으로 간다 무조건.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door
닥쳐.
on his left.
네 말에 따르지 않겠어.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
이 새끼가 사장 같아. 명령에 따르지 않겠다.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
닥쳐.
The fact is that the story is
스탠리 자살한다! 아!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley left from the platform.
아, 미친 스탠리 죽었어.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When when Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
한
door
번
on his
들어가준다.
left.
아유.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
아
Yet
여기
there was not a
회의실 좀
single
아.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
아 근데
up to his
스탠리는
boss's
사장실에 가지
office,
않아.
hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
우리의
He might be
스탠리는
wrong
자살을 할
for that.
거라고.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss
뭐야?
would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out
Oh!
of existence in a single moment
갇혔어.
for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
이거 몇 바퀴 돌아야
At
돼.
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
아 이 아저씨 말이
He
좀
thought to
많아.
himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
빨리 날려 날려.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he
이 새끼
remaining
마약했는데?
so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was
보입니다.
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
surely.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So
뭐?
he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
응 아니야.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
아우 정신병 걸리겠다.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
왜 또 마리엘라야?
Mariella woke
왜,
up
왜,
on a
왜?
day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day,
아.
her walk was interrupted
껐어요.
to himself, and then he dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the
이 새끼
strange.
정신병자 맞네.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what. I am.
아니야
in
그거 엔딩
control
존나
of my
많아.
life.
엔딩 존나
I
많다고?
know what is real and what
선택지
isn't.
존나 많았잖아.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had
Oh.
scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there.
저런
staring
스탠리는
down at the
뒤져도 별 영향도
아, 우리
없구나.
소리 때문에 3번이 울리는 거네.
목소리가 징징징징 울린다.
아, 이거
없다,
좀 줄여야
마이크.
되겠네.
뭐야 갇혔어. 스탠리는
거 알아.
갇힌 노예예요.
행아웃 이걸.
완전 마이홈 아니냐?
제발. 갈 수도 없어. 스탠리 돼지 새끼. 목소리 아저씨 날 좀 꺼내줘. 아 멀미나.
아 진짜 거기다가 이거 잡으면 웃길 것 같았다. 존나 웃기네.
꺼내줘. 꺼내달라고.
그거 막
아저씨.
스페이스나 엔터 누르면 뭐 행동키 되지 않음?
그런 거 없. 엎드렸어. 뭐 씨발 엎드려 다닐 수도 있어. 씨발. 이 새끼는 이제 확실히 찐따야. 아 진짜 문 좀 열어줘. 아.
허허허.
이게 끝이구나. 그래. 문 좀 열어줘. 아 멀미나.
안 끝이야.
이게 끝이라고? 그래 스탠린 구석에 짜져 있을게. 아 멀미나. 야 근데 진짜 존나
멀미나도
멀미.
해.
존나 멀미나. 속 뒤집혀져. 아 씨.
안 끝이야.
아니 끝이라고? 아 끝이 아니라고? 아니 얼마나 더 갇혀 있어야 돼? 씨발 군만두라도 줘. 군만두 달라고.
그만두 달래 씨발. 야 너도 방송해라. 존나 웃기다.
문 열어줘. 아야 방송은 돼지같이 재밌는 사람이 해야지. 난 안 돼. 아니 어떡하라고. 여기 있는 거 다 눌러봤어.
안 열려. 응 돌아가.
이거 검색해볼까? 스탠리가 갇혔어요.
그러면 두 명이서 같이 하면 되겠네.
한 명이 밖에서 열어줘. 돼지야! 문 좀 열어줘.
안 돼. 네타 나오잖아.
스탠리 나가고 싶다. 스탠리,
돼지 없어 자러 갔어. 돌아가.
스탠리 나가고 싶다. 스탠리 주인님, 감금 싫다. 버튼 막 누르면 문이 닫힌다는데 뭐 눌렀니? 아니야, 나는 닫히고 눌렀어.
돌아가.
아, 건방진 나레이션 새끼. 일단 그럼 버튼을 다 눌러보겠다.
엔터도 안 돼?
응. 다시 시작해야 되니? 그래? 어차피 이 게임은 다 반복이야.
아까 버튼은 뭘로 눌렀는데?
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his
누군가
shoulder now,
스탠리를
he would
따라오고
surely
있대.
catch them.
어.
It was only a matter
응,
of time.
네 정신병. 따라온 새끼 면상 좀 보자. 난 이제 뒤로 움직이겠다.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
따라와 새끼야. 스탠리는 권투를 했다.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
아,
up to his
멀미나.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
아,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
스탠리.
계속 해줘.
스탠리 멀미나. 스탠리.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
야, 빨리
indication of any
비밀번호나
human
불러.
life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his
멀미나.
situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the
아이씨.
boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
노래를 들려주는데? 아, 멀미나.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
그럼 잠시 눈을 다른 데로 돌려.
아, 잠깐만 쉬자. 아, 진짜 존나 터나. 이거 1인칭이라고 얘기 안 했잖아.
공다가 3D 멀미인 걸 까먹었어.
아, 존나 멀미나. 뒤질 것 같아.
미안해.
나한테 왜 그랬어? 아, 터나.
아유, 그럴 줄 알았나.
한 50분은 누워 있어야 돼, 이거는 진짜. 아, 스탠리.
스텔리는 멈췄어.
스탠리 내려갔다, 지하로. 감전사 하는 건 없나?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
스탠리 자살하고 싶다.
미친. 죽일 생각만 하고 있네.
스탠리 더 이상 노예 생활하고 싶지 않다.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
스탠리.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
이거
one
스킵
of
좀
them,
해줘.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
이것도 버튼 눌러도 되나? 안 울리네.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
닥쳐
emotions.
필요 없어.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
멀미나. 삼번 어딨냐?
공다가 괴로워하고 있다.
아,
너무 즐겁다.
진짜 존나 열날 것 같아. 1, 2. 왜 3번이 없어 이 쓰레기 게임은? 1, 2. 저게 3인가? 저거 4번이었던 것 같은데? 아니네. 나한테 3번을 줘.
잠은 오니?
잠은 안 오고 멀미만 나. 스탠리 괴롭다.
And when at last
여기
he found the
3,
source
5번
of the
있네.
room... Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
멀미나.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your
최고의
time to
자살.
shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
저 금방
What precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
미안해 개뿔. 스탠리는 모두를 죽일 거야.
Anyway, I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested
그럼
away from you
살려줘.
is quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
이게
These
3번이었어.
are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world.
멀미나. 더 못 움직이겠어.
Destroyed first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No
야호!
just you being blown to
못해 이제?
pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
의미 있게 하래. 아우, 나 진짜 더 못하겠어.
Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life
똑바른다니까
from the
뭔가
moment we
존나
fade in
즐거워요.
until the moment we say happily ever after.
저런
저런.
3D에 빨리 적응하고 와.
아, 멀미나. 아유.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his
안돼
responsibility?
더 해줘.
He had never been trained
아,
for
진짜
that.
죽을 것 같아.
This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
이제 누우면 잠 오지 않을까?
Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days.
어,
Had years gone by? He no
아,
longer
그냥
had the
속이
ability
존나
to tell.
뒤집혀졌어.
But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
이건 그냥 스탠리가 다양하게 자살하는 방법에 대해서 나오는 게임 같다. 아, 멀미나. 꺼야지.